So we'll have Dan do it. Ready, boys? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, I left Kentucky back in '49, went to Detroit working on the assembly line. The first year they had me putting wheels on them Cadillacs. Every day I'd watch them beauties roll by, but sometimes I'd hang my head and cry, 'cause I always wanted me one that was long and flat. Oh yeah! So one day I devised myself a plan that would be the envy of old stinny man. I'd sneak it out of there in a lunchbox in my hand. You know, getting caught meant getting fired, but I figured I'd have it all by the time I retire. Have myself a car worth at least $100 grand. Yeah, and I'd get it one piece at a time, and it wouldn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. Gonna ride around in style, I'm gonna drive everybody wild, 'cause I'll have the only one there is around, one of a kind. Yeah! So the very next day when I punched in, big lunch box and helped my friends, I left that day with a lunchbox full of gears. You know, I've never considered myself a thief, but Jim wouldn't miss one little piece, especially if I strung it out over several years. And the next day got me a fuel pump, then I got an engine, and I got a trunk, and then I got a transmission, and all that shiny chrome. The little stuff I got in the big lunchbox, like nuts and bolts and all 4 shocks, but the big stuff we snuck out in Mike's mobile home. And up to now, my plan went all right until we tried to put it all together in one night, and that's when we noticed that something was definitely wrong. Well, that transmission was a 53, and the motor turned out to be a 73, and when we tried to put in the bolts, man, all the holes were gone. So we drilled it out just so it would fit with a little bit of help from an 8-actor kit. We had that engine humming just like a song. Now the headlights, there was another side. We had 2 on the left and only 1 on the right. When we pulled out the switch, Steve, all 3 of them come on. And the back end looked kind of funny too, but we put it all together when we got through. Well, that's when we noticed that we only had 1 tail fin. Just about the time my wife walked out, and I could see in her eyes that she had her doubts, but she opened up the door and said, "Honey, take me for a spin." Oh, sweet. So we took on down the main drag, and I took it on down to get that tag, and I could hear everybody laughing for blocks around. You know, up there at the courthouse, man, they didn't laugh because to type it up, it took the entire staff when they got through. That title weighed 60 pounds. But I still got it one piece at a time, and it wouldn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. I'm gonna ride around in style, I'm gonna drive everybody wild, 'cause I'll have the only one there is around. Come in, Red Rider, this is the Cottonmouth and the Psycho Billy Cadillac. Yeah, Red Rider, this is the Cottonmouth, and Nigatorium to cost this machine. You might say I went up to the factory and picked it up. It's a lot cheaper than that. A lot cheaper. What year is it? Well, it's a 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59 automobile. It's 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 1970 automobile. And I still got it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. You hear it running. Gonna ride around in style, I'm gonna drive everybody wild, 'cause I'll have the only one there is around. Tune that thing up.